Hello, Northwest Georgia. Welcome to Your Weather on North Georgia Television. Today, we will have partly cloudy skies with a stray shower or thunderstorm possible, a high of 93 and low of 71. And now for a look around the region. Calhoun, 74 this morning with a midday temp of 87 and an overall high of 91. Chatsworth starting at 73 this morning with 86 at noon and an afternoon high of 91. Chickamauga, 75 with sunshine and mixed clouds, 88 around noon, the high of 91. Cohutta, temperature at 73 with a midday temp of 86 and a high of 91 and partly cloudy skies. Dalton starting at 74, 88 by noon with a high of 92. Fairmount 74 this morning with a midday temp of 87 and an afternoon high of 91. Port Oglethorpe 75 and mostly cloudy, midday at 88 and a high of 92. Lafayette has 75 for this morning, 87 by noon, and 92 is the expected high. Ringgold starting today at 74 with a midday temp of 88 and an afternoon high of 92. And now for your 7-day forecast. Friday, variable clouds with scattered showers and thunderstorms, a high of 93. And winds light and variable. Saturday, mixed clouds with sun with scattered thunderstorms and a high of 90. Sunday, variable clouds and scattered thunderstorms, a high of 89 with a 50% chance of rain. Monday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, a high near 90 and a 40% chance of rain. Tuesday, mostly sunny and clear skies with a high of 91. Wednesday, mostly sunny in the day with isolated thunderstorms in the evening. Next Thursday, mostly sunny skies during the day and widely scattered thunderstorms in the evening. And that is your weather forecast. Whatever the weather, North Georgia Television hopes you have a blessed and beautiful day. And now for your local obituaries. Miss Kristen Ellen Goforth, age 71. Kristen Goforth of Dalton departed this life Sunday morning, June 30th. Memorial service to celebrate the life of Miss Christine Ellen Goforth will be held Saturday, July 6th at 1 p.m. at McFarland Hills Baptist Church with Reverend Charles Rogers officiating. Family will receive friends at the church from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. Arrangements are Hunter's Melrose Chapel of Dalton. Miss Kay Loretta Kennedy, age 64. Kay Kennedy of Calhoun passed away on Sunday, June 30th. Funeral service will be on Sunday, July 7th at 3 p.m. at the Bethesda Baptist Church, Plainview, Georgia, Pastor Carlos Calhoun officiating. Family will receive friends at the church 1 hour before the service. Interment at the church cemetery. Arrangements are Willis Funeral Home of Dalton. Ava Jean Scott Hendricks, age 78. Ava Hendricks of Dalton passed away Sunday, June 30th in Augusta. Funeral service will be held Friday, July 5th at 2 p.m. at the Varnell United Methodist Church with Reverend Chris Branscombe officiating. Burial will be at Varnell Cemetery. Family receive friends at Varnell United Methodist Church on Friday from 12 noon until 2 p.m. Funeral arrangements are by Julian Peoples Funeral Home. Irene Green, age 58. Irene Green of Dalton passed away Saturday, June 29th. A memorial service to celebrate the life of Irene will be held at 3 p.m. Friday, July 5th at the Chapel of Dalton Funeral Home. Family will be receiving friends for visitation from 11 a.m. until the hour of service. Interment will be at the United Memorial Garden Cemetery. Dwight D. Eisenhower, age 72. Dwight Eisenhower of Crandall, Georgia, passed away Saturday, June 29th. A memorial service to celebrate the life of Dwight D. Eisenhower will be held at a later date. Arrangements have been entrusted to Dalton Funeral Home. Mr. Jerry Hinton, age 62. Jerry Hinton of Ringgold passed away in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Funeral service for Jerry Hinton will be held July 6th at Mount Prayer Baptist Church, Ringgold, Georgia at 1 p.m. with Pastor George Turner as eulogist and Reverend Edward Ellis as predecessor. Family will receive friends at the church 1 hour before the service. Carol Jean Setters, age 76. Jean Setters of Dalton passed away July 1st. At Bridgeridge Manor in Dalton. A memorial service for Miss Setters will be held at Swamp Creek Baptist Church in Dalton at 3 p.m. on Saturday, July 6th. Reverend Donnie Kaler will be officiating. Arrangements by Sean Chapman Funeral Home. Martha C. Richardson, age 88. Martha Richardson of Calhoun passed away on Monday, July 1st at her residence. A memorial service will be conducted on Saturday, July 13th, 4 p.m. at the Chapel of Thomas Funeral Home. Family will receive friends on Friday from 3 p.m. until the memorial service at 4 p.m. Mary Angel Gentry, age 48. Mary Gentry of Calhoun passed away on Monday, July 1st at her residence. Funeral service will be conducted on Saturday, July 6th at 10 a.m. at the Chapel of Thomas Funeral Home, Dr. Brent Davis officiating. The family will receive friends on Friday, July 5th from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. at Thomas Funeral Home. And those are your local obituaries. Stay tuned for your local news.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Adam Scott. Happy 4th of July.
And I'm Aaron Scott.
Welcome to your local news, Northwest Georgia, and happy Independence Day. Thanks for joining us. Coming up in the news today, Georgia Cigna patients could face surprise medical bills. Gas prices up as Georgians hit the road for the holidays. Georgia drivers among the worst tailgaters. Georgia, one of 3 states eyed for permanent child detention centers. Walker County man accused of sexually abusing juvenile female. Dalton police looking for ferret bandits. Catoosa County sheriff looking for person who failed to report a death, and other upcoming events.
First up, a contract rift between a major health insurance company and independent doctors has put thousands of Georgia patients in danger of big surprise bills from hospital visits starting September. Said of Atlanta Journal-Constitution report, many doctors who work in hospitals are independent contractors, but patients often don't know that. The doctors have their own contracts with insurance companies separate from hospitals. Last week, the insurance company Cigna told Apollo MD, the state's largest organization of independent doctors, that it would cancel their contract. That means a patient who walks into a hospital in his or her Cigna network might not have insurance to see the doctors in the hospital. Eric Schwartz, Apollo MD lawyer, who's been talking to Cigna, said he doesn't know how many patients this will affect, but adds they are looking for ways to minimize the impact to the patients. He said that's very difficult to do because we don't know how Cigna is going to treat them once we go out of network. Apollo MD doctors treated Georgia Cigna patients 23,000 times last year in emergency rooms alone. Cigna canceled the contract not just with Apollo MD's ER doctors, but with its anesthesiologists and hospital doctors as well. That's about 400 physicians, Cigna said in a written statement, that Cigna is advocating for our customers and employees who deserve access to local affordability, quality health care. Apollo MD wants to be reimbursed at rates that far exceed what is normal in our area. We'd like Apollo MD to be in our network, but only terms that are affordable for our customers and employees.
Apollo MD officials responded that its rates with Cigna are competitive with those of other companies, and that Apollo MD doctors have gone some time without asking for rate increases, even as costs around them rise. Out of the blue, they said after years under the same contract, Cigna earlier this year asked for a reduction of about 25% in rates the company was paying Apollo MD ER doctors. When Apollo MD pushed back, Cigna gave notice that it would cancel the contracts for all 3, ER doctors, hospital doctors, and anesthesiologists. Patients in Georgia across the nation are increasingly caught in the middle of a battle between insurance companies and care providers over how and how much the providers should be paid. As healthcare prices soar, health insurance companies are pushing back harder. And when they don't get in their way, they often have the option of walking away and leaving their policyholders stuck with enormous bills. The Georgia legislature has grappled with the issue of surprising billing for 4 years and provided patients with no serious solution. Legislatures often propose transparency measures meant to increase the likelihood a patient may know he or she is about to be treated by an out-of-network doctor.
Legislative discussions to stop billing have usually broken down over what kind of price list to impose or whether that would be fair to doctors to insurance companies. The Senate bill that would have eliminated surprise billing by requiring insurance companies to pay set rates failed in the House Insurance Committee this year. The committee's chairman, Representative Richard Smith, R. Columbus, questions its legality. Smith said the holdup is the doctors want too much money. I've never had any problem with the insurance company, he said. Doctors say insurance companies won't negotiate. I've talked with physicians, I've talked with a lot of different groups on this, but it all boils down to more money. And unfortunately, it's the patient who's in the middle. Smith sponsored a separate bill this year on transparency. If a patient took the initiative to ask a hospital whether his or her doctors would be in network, the hospital would have been required to tell them. That bill also failed. And healthcare has really honestly been an issue for a really long time.
I mean, it has, because there's these guys thinking they can go in, when I mean guys, I say people, everyone. They think they can go in and get most of their medical bills taken care of, and then you have to think a lot of these guys are getting random bills, and probably for thousands and thousands of dollars, multitudes of cash. And, you know, this ruins people's lives.
No, it does. It destroys credit. It's awful.
It's destroying their credit. It can, I mean, these bills, after a certain X amount of time, I mean, they're going to try to get their money either way.
Oh, yeah.
It ruins people's lives. This is a big problem that should have been fixed a long time ago.
Exactly that.
Next up, your bags are packed and your reservations are made. Now there's just one more item to be checked off your holiday travel to-do list. Set aside a little extra cash for gasoline. Gasoline prices are up in Georgia and across the country as Americans prepare to hit the road for Independence Day holiday. The average price for regular unleaded Georgia's gas is $2.54 a gallon, 10 cents more than last week. AAA said Monday the average price nationwide is $2.71, up 5 cents from the week before. The price hike may not deter many travelers. AAA predicts a record 48.9 million Americans will travel during this week's holiday, including nearly 1.5 million Georgia travelers. GasBuddy expects a big summer travel season. That's crazy. And they do it every year.
That was to be expected. Yeah. Next stop, if you're hitting the road for Independence Day, You might want to keep your eye on the driver behind you and in front of you. Georgia drivers are among the worst in the nation when it comes to tailgating. A new study shows Interior for a website for auto insurance quotes analyzed tailgating violations nationwide. Georgia was the second worst state with 45 drivers cited for tailgating per 10,000 motorists. That was second only to Idaho with 76 drivers per 10,000 motorists on average. 14 out of every 10,000 drivers nationwide have a prior citation for tailgating. The study found the company examined data from more than 1.6 million car insurance applications, which included the driving history among the applicants. Other things the applicants disclosed whether they had been cited for tailgating in the last 7 years. In addition to being annoying, tailgating can be dangerous. A third of car collisions involved rear-end impacts, according to 2017 data compiled by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The study had some good news for Georgia. The company found the state has the highest rate of seatbelt use in the country at 97.1%, but it also has had some more bad news. Georgia has the 16th worst traffic fatality rate at 14.8 vehicle-related deaths per 10,000 people. You know, this is also, honestly, this is a problem.
It's a big number.
And we're all kind of guilty of this occasionally.
We're all guilty. But, I mean, technically we're supposed to be up to 3 car lengths away, and I can really see how that would avoid hundreds and hundreds of wrecks yearly.
But it's almost impossible.
It is, especially in traffic. You know, everybody's trying to get somewhere. You're trying to push through the red light a little bit more. There's somebody behind you that wants to get through, too. It's always going to be a problem.
Exactly that.
Next up, a government spokesperson says President Donald Trump's administration is evaluating vacant properties near 5 U.S. cities as potential permanent sites to hold unaccompanied migrant children. Department of Health and Human Services spokesman Mark Weber said Wednesday that properties being assessed in and around Atlanta, Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, Texas. Bidding documents request properties that can accommodate up to 500 children. Buildings must have up to 100,800 square feet of space, and the properties must include about 2 acres for outdoor recreation. The plan for the Georgia facility calls for 125 bedrooms, with each of them housing up to 4 children. Weber says the permanent facilities is being pursued to reduce the possible need for temporary shelters in the future. I think that would be great.
Me too, and honestly, these living conditions for these people are terrible.
I mean, it goes back
awful.
down to these basically concentration camps that they've got all these kids in, and these immigrants.
They're drinking out of toilets.
It's
literally.
pitiful. It's
Drinking
absolutely
out of toilets,
pitiful.
And they think it's okay.
That's not okay.
It's awful. Next up, a 57-year-old Rossville man now faces 3 child sex abuse charges. The Walker County Sheriff's Office says Timothy Wayne Bennett has been arrested and booked at the county jail on 3 felony warrants. They charge him with rape, aggravated child molestation, and aggravated sodomy. Bennett stands accused of sexually abusing a juvenile female during the years of 2015 and 2016. He's being held without bond at the Walker County Detention Center until hearing takes place in Superior Court. And this is awful.
That is horrible. He'll get what he deserves. Next up, Petland store in Dalton says a man stuck a ferret in a woman's bag and left with it. Now, Dalton police are on the chase. They say a young man and woman came into the store on June 26. Eventually, the woman asked for a credit application to buy the animal, but then said her boyfriend would take care of the purchase. The video shows the man eventually pulled the ferret out of the cage and stuffed it in the woman's bag and walked out, but not before the ferret seems to have bitten the woman's hand. The store values the animal at $230. The woman wore a white dress and had dirty blonde hair that was pulled up into a bun with white shoes. Store employees said that she spoke with a speech impediment. The male wore a white t-shirt and black shorts and a black baseball hat with a large green logo. He had a beard. If you know anything about this, please call Officer Colton McDaniel at extension 9593 or send an email to cmcdaniel2@dalton.gov. This is crazy to me. Who steals a ferret?
You know, honestly, this doesn't surprise me. Summer of 2019 has been kind of crazy.
I mean, he wanted that ferret pretty bad.
He did. Next up, the Catoosa County Sheriff Gary Siss says on June 24th, deputies responded to a home on Smith Chappell Road in Tunnel Hill for a welfare check. There, they found the body of Roger Epps, the homeowner. Detectives determined that Epps died of natural causes. The Sheriff Siss says the man who was living with Epps at the time of his death, Christopher Helton, is considered a person of interest for failing to report the victim's death. Siss says Helton is also possibly in possession of the deceased victim's property and is currently being charged with financial transaction, card fraud, and theft by taking. Detectives have not had any contact with Helton and asked anyone who recognizes him or knows him to get in touch with Detective J.C. Cunningham at 706-935-2424.
And now other upcoming area events and bulletins. First up, the town of Cohutta and the city of Varnell will host a fireworks show today. There will be live music, food, vendors, face painting, and more. Fun starts at 4 p.m. and the fireworks show will start at approximately 9:30 p.m. Tomorrow night, the Off the Rails Summer Music Series features the Paul Childers Band and Dylan Gerard at 7:30 p.m. at the Burr Performing Arts Park in downtown Dalton. This event is free and open to the public. Burt Park is at 101 South Hamilton Street. This Saturday in Dalton, a Friends of the Library book sale will take place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Dalton Whitfield Public Library. Saturday and Sunday in Dalton, the Dalton-based squadron of the Civil Air Patrol, the CAP, will hold a fundraiser at the Walmart on Sugar Road.
Then we have the Creative Arts Guild in Dalton will host a culinary arts class titled College Survival Cooking on Monday, July 8th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 520 West Wall Street. Chef Joseph Joseph will demonstrate some easy ways to prepare meals in a dorm kitchen using minimal cooking utensils and ingredients. Cost is $50 per person and is open for anyone ages 16 and up. Classes are limited to 12 participants. For more information or to register, call 706-217-6677 or email cagarts@creativeartsguild.org. Then we have the Dalton Little Theater presents their Summer 2019 youth production. Brought to you by Mohawk Industries, July 18th through 21st and July 25th through the 28th. The Gnome King Takes a Bride is a swamp-buggling adventure fairy tale featuring love, deception, wizards, adorable children, spoiled rotten princess, dashing handsome prince chasing a sparkling heron, and the filthiest gone in all the land. The lovely king Nominax of the Gnomiest Mountains and his bad boy band of gnarliest gnomes. With a rockling score, high energy production delivers dangerous adventure, noble romance, and outrageous comedy. Visit www.daltonlittletheater.com to secure tickets.
Next up, the Creative Arts Guild will host its next gallery opening and artist reception on Friday, July 12th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at 520 West Wall Street in Dalton. Featured artists will include Chris Beck with a solo show and 2D work from MMIA, a group of artists from Chattanooga and the surrounding area who produced mixed media art. The event is free and open to the public. For more information, call 706-278 or 1680. The ACT Children's Theater Camp will begin next week, July 8th through the 12th. You may register your child online at actdalton.org or print out a form to send with them on July 8th along with their $100 registration fee. ACT is located at 907 Gaston Street in Dalton. Next up at the Creative Arts Guild, they will host a culinary arts class titled Mexican Street Tacos on Tuesday, July 23rd from 6 to 8:30 p.m. At 520 West Ross Street in Dalton, Chef Joseph will demonstrate the process of making delicious tacos, including all the sides from scratch. Cost is $50 per person and is available to anyone ages 18 and up. For more information or to register, call 706-217-6777.
Next up, sponsored by the Mohawk Carpet Foundation, the Gym Theater in Calhoun is offering free movies each Thursday, 10 a.m. through July 18th, although there will be no movie today. The remaining lineup is as follows: July 11th, Smallfoot; July 18th, The Lego Movie. The gym is located at 114 North Wall Street in historic downtown Calhoun. Then we have the introduction to archery will be offered at New Echota State Historic Site on July 13th. This is a program designed as an introduction to the sport of archery. It is open to children ages 6 and older. They will be introduced to the different aspects of the bow and arrow and be taught how to safely handle the bow and shoot an arrow at a target. The program will begin at 10 a.m. and end at 2 p.m. The program is for all ages. The program is included with regular park admission fees, which is $7 for adults, $6.50 for seniors, and $5.50 for children aged 6 to 17.
New Echota State Historic Site will have Kids Day on Saturday, July 20th. The program will feature finger weaving, quill pen riding, making a cornhouse doll, and a napping demonstration and a fire starting activity. Activities begin at 10 a.m. and end at 2 p.m. Admission price is $7 for adults, $6.50 for adults over 62, and $5.50 for children between the ages of 6 and 17. New Echota is located at 1211 Chatsworth Highway in Calhoun. After that, Atlanta-based Cheetown Transit Authority bringing the legendary sounds of the band Chicago to the Gym Theater on Saturday, August 3rd at 7:30 p.m. This newly formed 7-piece band has been wowing audiences with renditions from the farmed rock bands with horns. The band Chicago is known for hits such as Just You and Me, Saturday in the Park, You're the Inspiration, Hard Habit to Break, and more. The band has a tremendous music catalog spanning decades. Tickets are $35 and $30 are on sale at calhountheater.org.
And it does look like we're running out of time here at Northwest Georgia Television News. We thank you for tuning in on this wonderful day. Happy Independence Day, everybody. I'm Aaron Scott.
And I'm Adam Scott. Remember, guys,
Stay classy.
While the word cancer can strike fear at the deepest level of our souls, in the case of skin cancer, the prognosis is very good. Basal cell and squamous cell carcinomas are the most common and are not normally included in cancer statistics.
Our office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer.
If you're concerned about a mole or freckle that may be changing, give us a call. Most treatments can be performed in our office in about 15 minutes with very little discomfort.
I am Ron McKinney, pastor of Kinsey Drive Baptist Church in Dalton, Georgia. KDBC has been the birthplace of several Christian organizations. It was the birthplace of Christian Heritage School 30 years ago, and through the Academy of Fine Arts, Labrie Symphonic Orchestra was founded by KDBC members Gene and Betty Lindauer. The ministry of KDBC reaches around the world with the missions of To Every Tribe Ministry, and I was a founding member of North Georgia Fellowship of Christian Athletes in 1992. Majesty is the longest running television program on North Georgia television. For 28 years, we have faithfully proclaimed the doctrines of grace. Kinsey Drive Baptist Church welcomes you to visit at 2626 Kinsey Drive on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Our website is kinseydrivebaptistchurch.com. To God be all the glory.
I'm Connie Hall Scott, and my show, The Talk with Connie, is right here on North Georgia Television. And I hope you'll join me and my very, very interesting guests as we dish on, well, just about everything. Meet local and regional entertainers, newsmakers, motivators, and all kinds of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Enjoy man-on-the-street interviews, hot topic discussions, and even the occasional game or prank. It's all about community and getting to know each other. My goal is to entertain, educate, and stimulate, so join the talk for a new episode every week.
First Bank of Calhoun and First Bank of Dalton are proud to serve our communities, providing the products you need plus the personal service you expect from your hometown bank. We offer the latest technology, like customized instant issue debit cards, InstaPay, and more. And with our experienced First Elite bankers, switching to First Bank has never been easier.
Stop by and see what sets us apart.
First Bank of Calhoun and First Bank of Dalton, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
This message is for all Americans that owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS. Call the number on your screen now and we will contact the IRS on your behalf, help you end wage garnishments, stop collection calls, remove tax liens, eliminate IRS and state tax penalties, and reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. Let us take the stress of back taxes and the IRS off your shoulders so you can spend time on the important things in your life, like your family or your business. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, call now. Find out how we can help you.
Georgia is now a hands-free state. That means you can't have a phone in your hand or supported by your body if you want to talk on your phone while driving. Even with hands-free, text messages, emails, and social media are still against the law. Parking your phone while your car is in drive could save lives, maybe even yours. For more information, go to headsupgeorgia.com.
Georgia Power has lots of tools and resources to help you prepare for a storm. To have information sent directly to your phone, log into your account and sign up for outage alerts. Signing up is easy, just follow the directions. You can also sign up by texting REG to 42797, then hit send. You'll need your Georgia Power account number to continue. Visit georgiapower.com/storm for lots of videos, checklists, and helpful tools and resources to help you get prepared.
Hi, I'm Lori McDaniel, host of The Local Scene. We've all heard it a million times. There's nothing to do around here. Well, The Local Scene exists to prove that statement wrong. We promote events, festivals, fundraisers, and exciting news about what's going on in Northwest Georgia. If you're looking for something to do, tune in. If you've got an event or something special you want to promote on the air, let us know so you can be a guest on the show. Hey, free publicity doesn't grow on trees, you know. If you'd like to be on the local scene, please email WDNN at info@WDNNTV.com with the subject line, The Local Scene, or call us at 706-278-9713. Nothing to do. As if.
Hello, North Georgia. Welcome to Point of View and happy Independence Day. I'm Connie Hall Scott, and my co-hosts today are my sons and your morning news anchors, Aaron Scott and Adam Scott. We've got a lot to cover today, from fake news to Nike's recent decision to pull their patriotic shoes, to the heartbeat bill and its impact on the entertainment industry in Atlanta, and more. So let's get started. Hi, boys.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm fine this morning. Are you excited about the Independence Day celebrations later?
I'm ready to eat. I got to get to cooking.
That's right. That's going to be good. Lots of family, lots of good things happening.
Exactly.
I wanted to talk about fake news because this kind of affected me directly this past week. Lexi and I went to O'Charlie's, and we learned at that point, one of the waitresses, the one that really likes you guys a lot from Logan's, who moved over to O'Charlie's, was there, and she was like, we just learned a few minutes ago that our restaurant's going to be closing on Sunday. And then I was looking at my Instagram minutes before, and I saw that Olive Garden was hiring. So I was like, well, you need to apply to Olive Garden. So she immediately went back and started doing that. And I even posted on my Facebook page, hey, we're losing O'Charlie's, but we're gaining an Olive Garden. And come to find out, we are not gaining an Olive Garden.
No, there's no way an Olive Garden could survive in this community. And I hate to say that because I love it. You know, when the endless pasta comes around, I'm there all the time. I love Olive Garden. I mean, breadsticks are my favorite. But there's no way that would survive in this community.
Well, the thing is, I saw this well put together form that was like, Olive Garden, come in, here's where you apply. And it looked legitimate.
Well, it's
so
more or less a
my
petition.
brain,
More or less a petition to sign.
Yeah, well, so anyway, I posted that, and I got like 40 something shares and lots of comments, and somebody was even like, you need to fact check. And I was like, you know what? I do need to fact check.
Well, I mean, they had a meeting. I think when I was a senior in high school, we actually sat in on the meeting where they talked about businesses venturing in franchise-wise, venturing in the Dalton. I specifically remember some big CEO of Olive Garden said that it would never survive here, and there will never be an Olive Garden in Dalton.
Well, sadly, you know, a lot of things don't survive in Dalton. And
exactly that.
Y'all know, you grew up with, I work in entertainment, and no matter how good something is coming in, there's really not enough people to come out to support it.
There's definitely no guarantee.
No,
there's never no guarantee. And I mean, it's hit or miss. You're taking a big chance when you try to bring entertainment here, because I think that here in Dalton, sadly, we're too used to going up to Chattanooga or down to Atlanta.
Well, we're so close. We're kind of in like a great breach point.
But it is getting better, though. There's a lot of options downtown.
The problem is people rely on fads and what they're used to doing. So when it comes to fast food, when to eat, I mean, it's more or less become traditional for almost everybody.
Yeah.
So that's obviously not a bad niche. But anything else related to entertainment, it's going to be difficult for anything.
And I'm just hoping. I keep hoping. I'm optimistic, and I love downtown Dalton. And I think that there's so many things, so many possibilities there. And maybe not for an Olive Garden. Definitely not probably for an Olive Garden. But still, my point was that I got involved in the whole fake news thing, if you want to put it that. What do y'all think about fake news?
I think that most news in general is a distraction. Most people don't know this, but with those bigger companies, Fox, CNN, I mean, all of these, back in years ago, wish I could remember the year, sorry, I can't. The CIA has contracts with the news. That's a fact. The contracts are still standing today.
Not us, not here locally.
Not here
but,
locally,
you know, in a broader
but,
sense.
yeah, on a bigger scale, I mean, you know, those people who really get to impact millions, you know, those guys have contracts with the CIA. The CIA they tell them what kind of news they want to produce. They tell them what to do, and that really, I think, is a big influential piece of people's lives today, because a bunch of people watch the news. They do. They want to know what's going on. But it's more of a distraction than fake news. I believe some of it's fake. I don't think all of it's real. But I believe the statement and term fake news is based more on a distraction.
And am I wrong in recalling that Donald Trump is the one who coined the term fake news? Anybody know that?
I'm not sure. I'm not going to quote anybody on anything.
But he's constantly claiming fake news. That's fake news. That's fake news.
It is fake news. And I think when he talks about fake news, he's more or less talking about people criticizing himself.
Himself, yes.
Yeah. So what you guys been up to lately?
You know, honestly,
what you got going on?
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Well, one of the stories we're going to talk about kind of impacts you, because we are going to talk about the heartbeat bill and how, if it goes into effect in January, it will clearly affect the entertainment industry in Atlanta, which is where you're mostly working.
No, actually, honestly, I don't think it's going to affect the industry in Atlanta at all. I think that it is going to hold some actors and actresses out of Atlanta. But after they have went and spent billions of dollars on building multiple facilities to film, they're not going to pull out.
I don't think so
Over
either.
one movie? No, there's no way.
I don't think so either. I do not think, I will get to the heartbeat bill later, but I don't think that this bill passing, I definitely think it will deter some people away from here in the entertainment industry, but definitely not everyone. I still believe it will thrive.
Exactly.
I sure hope so. I really hope so. But I know that it's affected you, perhaps affected you, because you were asked to audition for a film that's since pulled out of here.
Yeah,
Ron
that's
Howard.
True. Yeah, they do that.
And now they're not going to be filming in Atlanta, so.
Yeah, and you know, they might come back. You never know. I mean, there's no telling how this is going to turn out until next year rolls around. But I can guarantee you that this isn't going to turn out how it's being proclaimed.
Well, we'll see. We will see, and I hope that it doesn't, because sometimes I feel like politics, personal opinions, and business should be kept separate.
It's impossible.
I still think it should. We should try. Well, it looks like we are almost out of time, so if you'll stick with us, we'll be back in just a moment.
Georgia Power has lots of tools and resources to help you prepare for a storm. To have information sent directly to your phone, log into your account and sign up for outage alerts. Signing up is easy, just follow the directions. You can also sign up by texting REG to 42797, then hit send. You'll need your Georgia Power account number to continue. Visit georgiapower.com/storm for lots of videos, checklists, and helpful tools and resources to help you get prepared.
Welcome back to The Point of View. Nike is making news again. The company pulled sneakers featuring the Betsy Ross version of the American flag from shelves. Nike made the decision to halt distribution of the Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July based on concerns that it could unintentionally offend and detract from the nation's patriotic holiday, according to a statement made by Nike to CNN Business. The Wall Street Journal reported earlier that Nike delivered the sneakers to retailers, but asked stores to return them to Nike after the company received a complaint from former NFL star Colin Kaepernick. The Journal indicated Kaepernick said he and others found the shoe offensive because of its ties to America's era of slavery. But this latest controversy involving Nike and the ex-quarterback has some shaking their heads. A veteran-owned apparel company located in Savannah took issue with the fact that Nike canceled the patriotic release, saying the Betsy Ross flag directly represents the freedom fought and owned by early Americans. The company, Nine Line Apparel, added that Nike's decision to pull the line makes it look like they don't care about Independence Day. Watch this video.
All right, guys, let's take a minute to talk about the child that is Colin Kaepernick, once again forcing himself back into the media because he deemed something offensive or racist again. Recently, Nike released a shoe for the 4th of July that they apparently had the audacity to put the Betsy Ross flag on the back. We all know what flag it is, right here. Deemed racist, Nike pulls it out of stores. Let's get back to a little bit of history of Nike real quick. One of Nike's co-founders, Bill Bowerman, World War II veteran, one of the original veterans of the 10th Mountain Division, awarded a Silver Star and 4 Bronze Stars for his efforts in the campaigns in Italy during World War II. After getting out of the military, Bowerman goes on to found Nike with current owner Phil Knight. Bowerman was his mentor and coach at the University of Oregon. Bowerman sat on the board till his death in 1999. Since then, Nike's gone way out into left field. Progressive agendas kowtowing to the likes of social justice warriors because they deem something to be inappropriate. They deem something to be racist. Unacceptable. Now here, we're all about your right to protest. We're all about your right to free speech. But we're not about speech being suppressed because somebody finds it offensive.
So what do you think? Tell us on our Facebook page, Point of View, North Georgia. And boys, what do you think? I'll start with you, Aaron.
I mean, honestly, the shoe to me wasn't that attractive, but I understand what they were doing there. When it comes to printing things as well, you have to understand it. With every little star you add, production cost goes up. And there's always going to be people that are deterred from a specific flag because, you know, there are certain hate groups that have adopted this flag, and I understand that from their point of view. And personally, I don't know if I would be offended because when it comes to racism, my personal opinion is that 99% of people that have an issue with things like this haven't been, or they weren't alive, definitely weren't alive. They don't have family that was alive during the time period that slavery was a thing. And that's what this flag is obviously gearing towards, and these people and these hate groups that have adopted this flag. I mean, Nike, I believe they should have done their research a little bit better, maybe shot with something else, but personally, I don't see it as any sort of motive to pull the shoe. I know that there are some stores still selling the shoe before they pull them off the shelf, and I mean, some probably aren't going to pull them off the shelf because they already paid for them, and I don't see them getting the check back for that. But yeah, some of these are actually going for like $2,200, $2,300 right now. So.
And originally they were $140.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how that's going to all play out. But I will say this, it's the Betsy Ross flag. So we're looking at times like, you know, the Revolutionary War, and a lot of people died for our country to be our country. And yeah, America has made mistakes. Every country makes mistakes. Every person makes mistakes. But it depends on how you're going to look at it. Are you going to look at that Betsy Ross flag as a symbol of, you know, what we fought for to become a great nation? Or are you going to look at it in a different way of, oh yeah, we're a great nation, but these bad things happen. I hate slavery. I wish it never happened. I think it's horrible. I don't have a racist bone in my body. But I just sometimes feel like there's too much political correctness here going on.
Well, I mean, people like to you know, keep things flustered for some reason. And a lot of the people that are trying to fight racism the most, and these are the people that are flustering it the most. Because I mean, in reality, that flag doesn't really mean very much to me.
You know, it's a thing that was in the past, and to be completely honest with you, I believe that it's completely irrelevant at this point.
Exactly that.
I can see why some people would want to, quote unquote, fly the flag for reasons like you said, but I mean, come on. You know that it's related and it's associated with a derogatory term. You know?
But the Betsy Ross flag. We're not talking about like the Georgia flag. That,
no,
you know,
we
that's
understand, but
controversial.
people still, they correlate that. There's hate groups that have recently have adopted this flag. They should have done more research. I mean, I think this one's on Nike. I think what What Kaepernick is, what he's trying to say is he has valid reason, and when you have that much power in social media influence, then your say is relevant.
It's completely relevant, you know.
Exactly
and I mean, it's relevant to the point where it's irrelevant.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And I do understand that. I understand every point of view, but I guess I just wish that everybody would try to look on the happier side, the brighter side. This is what's good about it, not just what's bad about it. And Kaepernick, someone just pointed out to me a few minutes ago, he didn't even vote in the last election. So, I mean, how American is this guy? He wore a Fidel Castro shirt publicly. So who really cares what he has to say? Is it Kaepernick or Kaepernick? I don't care. Kaepernick. Okay, yeah. So anyway, I just don't understand what his big beef is with everything, because he just seems like he's a hateful person.
Well, I'll be honest with you. You know, that's your point of view.
It's my point of view.
Exactly. You know, there's 100 different points of view about this topic in general, because it's a shoe. I mean, it's a shoe.
It is
you know?
a freaking shoe.
I personally don't think it's that big of a deal. It's a shoe. People who want to wear them can wear them, and people who don't can't have anything to do with them. It's not going to affect me or the people around them in any way.
Good point of view. I think the shoe, as far as attractiveness, as soon as all this come up, I knew that you were thinking, I don't like that shoe anyway.
Exactly.
I knew it wasn't to your taste, and you weren't going to want to wear it. But I actually thought it was kind of cute for some people. I don't know.
Well, I mean, just your fiance's point of view. How does he feel about Nike?
Steve had told me at one point, when the first thing with Kaepernick, or whatever his name is, Colin Kaepernick, come up, he was like, he was away at the time, and on the phone he was like, we are not buying Nike anymore, not for ourselves, and not as gifts for other people. You know, he has big points of view. I tried to get him to come on today.
That'd been awesome.
And he was inflamed by it. And the funny thing is, and I hope he's not watching, I don't think he is, I think he's out at the berry farm today, but I had just bought some Nike's items, like literally the day before, and I was kind of like, okay, if you don't want to buy Nike, we won't buy Nike. But I like Nike. I mean, Nike, me and Nike go back all the way to, I don't know, the 80s, when those first versions that you would find repulsive came out that were like white. Well, no, there were different versions, but anyway, I do like Nike, and I guess I shouldn't be so hard on Colin P. For his points of view, but it just seems like when people are trying to or making problems and other people are just getting on that hate bandwagon, it's aggravating.
Well, you know, it's something else that's put out into the news to divide us, and people who let it divide them are going to sort of dwell in their own ignorance.
Exactly that.
Yeah, you make a good point. And divisiveness in this country needs to be battled, and we don't need to be divided. We need to come together, and all races, all genders, all nationalities, and just be people and be successful and hope for the best for each other.
You know, everybody, it's like it's as simple as agreeing to disagree, but for some people it seems impossible.
Exactly that.
You have any parting words on this subject before we go to break?
I'm done with it. It's completely irrelevant.
Exactly that.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done with that subject. Again, if you have opinions on this or anything else we're talking about today, please let us know on Facebook on the Point of View POV North Georgia, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Georgia Power has lots of tools and resources to help you prepare for a storm. To have information sent directly to your phone, log into your account and sign up for outage alerts. Signing up is easy, just follow the directions. You can also sign up by texting REG to 42797, then hit send. You'll need your Georgia Power account number to continue. Visit georgiapower.com/storm for lots of videos, checklists, and helpful tools and resources to help you get prepared.
Georgia is now a hands-free state. That means you can't have a phone in your hand or supported by your body if you want to talk on your phone while driving. Even with hands-free, text messages, emails, and social media are still against the law. Parking your phone while your car is in drive could save lives, maybe even yours. For more information, go to headsupgeorgia.com.
Cancer. The word strikes fear in all of us. When it comes to skin cancer, though, the prognosis is almost always good. Even with melanoma, when caught in the early stages, the survival rate is over 95%. With basal cell and squamous cell carcinoma, the survival rate is close to 100%. At Dalton Plastic Surgery, we specialize in the treatment of skin cancer. If you've been diagnosed with skin cancer, get a second opinion.
Give us a call. We'll be glad to discuss the options that are available to you.
Oh, the joy and happiness that comes with buying a new home. But there's so much to do already. Go to Georgia811.com. Always go to Georgia811.com or call 811 before you dig. It's not only the smart and safe thing to do, it's the law. Georgia811.com.
Welcome back to Point of View. The honeymoon between Hollywood and Georgia could be over, and Hollywood might be seeking a divorce. For more than a decade, Rose? For more than a decade, Georgia has steadfastly and successfully wooed the film industry to the Peach State, to the point that more major feature films were made in Georgia than in California in 2016, according to data obtained by Time.com. But despite the protests of many filmmakers and actors, Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp recently signed the state's new heartbeat abortion bill, which is scheduled to take effect January 1st and would make performing an abortion illegal once a heartbeat is detected. Kemp even taunted the actors, saying he doesn't care if the bill makes C-list celebrities squawk. And after their threats to abandon Georgia productions were dismissed by Kemp, Hollywood is making good on its squawks to boycott the state. According to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the director of The Handmaid's Tale, Reed Marino, has halted plans to shoot a drama in Savannah. A film co-written by Kristen Wiig has scraped Georgia from its production plans, and a Netflix movie and at least 3 TV shows have bailed on Georgia. Also, the AJC says several production companies, including the one behind 3 Hunger Games movies filmed in the state, have declared Georgia a no-go state. Celebrities who have vowed to boycott Georgia include Alec Baldwin, Don Cheadle, Ben Stiller, Gabrielle Union, Kerry Washington, Alyssa Milano, and Ron Howard. Jason Bateman, who is in 2 shows filmed in Georgia, told The Hollywood Reporter, "If the heartbeat bill makes it through the court system, I will not work in Georgia or any other state that is so disgracefully at odds with women's rights." So, there it is. What do you guys think about all of it? Just give me your thoughts.
Honestly, I hate to say it because, sitting on both sides of the fence, you're always going to be wrong. Because the bottom line is abortion is not a great thing. You're taking a life. But, there's certain circumstances that are uncontrollable by certain people to where if they did have to have the child, because imagine a 14-year-old girl, maybe she's been molested. Do you think she should keep the child? I don't. I don't think she should keep the child at all. I don't think the government should have that much say over us. When we first come here, they were fighting us. We were fighting the government over paying taxes on stupid little things. That's one of the biggest reasons we come over here in the first place and tried to form America. And now it's like they want to decide every single thing we do. It's the government trying to control us. Goes back to the fake news. They want us to be influenced by these things. They want this to be a big deal. It's a huge deal. Because now these people who are having problems and maybe even need an abortion, even for their own life, what happens to them? It's like these guys, these old men are coming here and saying, "Oh yeah, well you might have been raped. That's tough. Have the child." Some of these people that this is happening to, even if you get pregnant inconveniently, what if they can't take care of the child? The foster care system is completely horrible.
Very corrupt.
It's horrible. Sitting on either side of the fence, this is a lose-lose situation. I don't think this ever should have been brought up in the first place.
No, and honestly, when it comes to my opinion, I 100% support women's rights, and I think that personally, abortion is wrong. The taking of a life is not. You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, prove that to be right to me at all, especially when something is so innocent and pure. But I 100% believe in women's rights. If a woman does not want to have a child, that should be her say, not some guys say.
Not some 70, 80-year-old man say.
Exactly
I think that's
that,
incorrect.
because you don't know anyone's position.
wrong.
And people go through things they don't want to talk about. Say it is a rape case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's going to say it's rape. And then they're going to have that child, and it's not going to be loved, and it's going to be thrown through the system. For 18 years, and maybe that's the 1% that makes it through that, and maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, abortion is wrong in my personal opinion. But I do believe that under specific circumstance that it's almost feasible.
Okay, they're good points, and I happen to agree with you on all of those. But I think that if I'm playing devil's advocate, some people, okay, I don't even know how to go with this because I just do agree with you on that. I think abortion is not the right thing to do. But I don't think anybody wants to have an abortion. I don't think it's what they want to do. But in cases of rape or incest or a mother's life or whatever, I think that there should be some gray area.
That's because it becomes circumstantial to a point, to a T. And they've got a bunch of time to work on this bill, but let's put it this way, heartbeat bill. It's funny how they worded that because I'm not necessarily sure how long it takes a heartbeat to be picked up, but I would think it would be pretty quick. 6 weeks. Most people don't know they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
Exactly that.
So that pretty much eliminates the chance at all.
But also, if a woman decides that she's going to do that, she's going to do that.
Exactly.
Whether she does it in Georgia or she crosses the state line in Tennessee.
Like you could go right up.
Yeah, I mean, if someone makes the decision and someone with any, I mean, there may be some people who are very impoverished and they don't have that option. Pardon me. They can't, maybe even, or they're young and they can't figure out how to do it, in which case I don't know what they're going to do anyway. But, I just think that if somebody wants to do it, they're going to do it. And I don't think that, like you guys said, I don't think that the government should be as involved in our lives as they are, whether it's on a national level or a local level. Sometimes they need to just back off when nobody's hurting anybody and nothing's going on like that. But my concern is really with the film industry and entertainment industry in Atlanta, because I feel like this is going to take a lot from the industry.
I feel like it will definitely make some people want to leave. That's a fact. Some of them can afford it, so they'll do it. But I don't necessarily think that it's going to have a gigantically huge impact and make everyone pick up and leave. They've got too much money here.
What's going to deter a lot of people?
They do, but it's not really the filmmakers who have the money here. It's the people who've invested in the studios, like
exactly that majority shareholders. It's insane.
And like Black Hall Studios, you guys have spent a good bit of time there this year. And that is, now I have not been there, but I was on the set of a movie you guys did when you were, or that y'all, did feature work in when you were 17. And that was like a little city in itself. And my understanding from what you and others have said is that
was totally small scale too. I mean,
and it was huge.
There's so much money has been dumped into this. It's unfeasible to say that everyone's going to pull out because it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It won't happen.
Atlanta's basically the new Hollywood.
And when it comes to tax breaks, it's so much cheaper to film in the state of Georgia than it is to film in Hollywood, California. It's insane. It's impossible. It's unfeasible to say that everyone is going to pull out because there are always going to be people that need a job and that are willing to work. These other people, hey, maybe they don't need a job. Good. Stay in Hollywood.
Clint Eastwood is still filming in Georgia.
Exactly
he has a film coming up. And of course, there are
That's
others.
Because he's a smart man and he's not impudent.
Clint Eastwood is pretty cool. Now, I really like Alyssa Milano, but I don't love, everything that she's getting stirred up. Gosh, we're almost out of time.
But I mean, she's entitled to her opinion as well as everyone.
To be completely honest, nothing's going to happen about this unless people stand up for it.
Exactly.
That's the problem with everything happening today. And the stuff they're putting in our food, our water, it boils down to the heartbeat bill. If we do not come together as a group of 99, here's the thing, we're facing 1%. If 3% of us stand up, this would be thrown out. We need people to stand up for this.
Well, in that case, that's a whole different perspective, and I value that opinion. I wish we could talk about it more, but we are out of time. Please come back and join us on Tuesday for more Point of View.
what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life.
This message is for all Americans that owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS. Call the number on your screen now and we will contact the IRS on your behalf. Help you end wage garnishments, stop collection calls, remove tax liens, eliminate IRS and state tax penalties, and reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. Let us take the stress of back taxes and the IRS off your shoulders so you can spend time on the important things in your life, like your family or your business. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, call now. Find out how we can help you.
From your first savings account to your first car, from your first home to your first business. At First Bank of Dalton, we're committed to helping you make the most out of life's firsts. We know the importance of working with a community bank where decisions are made right in our office. And with mobile and online banking, you can bank at your convenience and never have to miss a first. First Bank of Dalton, your bank for life.
Hi everyone, I'm Judy Elliott.
I'm Jane Marie Wilson.
And join us for our second season on Southern
Sassy. This season, we are going to do a day in the life of a fireman. We learn how to belly dance and ride horses.
And wear our wedding dresses.
They still fit, by the way.
Only in the front.
So join us for that and much more this season.
Catch us on OptiLink Channel 6
and WDNN Channel 10. Like us on Facebook because you never know what you're going to find
on Southern Sassy.
Hi, I'm Judy Elliott, inviting you to join me on Lifestyles for Women show on WDNN TV. This year brings exciting new topics that women like to discuss or just know more about. Subjects like ways to look and feel your very best, travel, family, health, and sometimes just fun girl talk. It's always exciting and we invite your suggestions. Just message me on Facebook at Lifestyles for Women, or for more information or to watch us online, visit WDNNTV.com. Lifestyles for Women.